Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I was at work thinking, I've made videos on how to become a better drag racer, how to really think about what you need to do when you're drag racing, but I never really told you my process. So we're going to go over a little bit of my process and what I do when I get to the track, what I do before I go to the track, and all that. So let's get into it. So, number one, most obvious thing, I always have a list in my notes of things I need to bring, things I need to remember: helmet, jacket, long pants, tire inflator, things like that. So first off, before I go to the track, I always check the front tire pressure of my front skinnies. I always have them at 50 psi because that gives it the less rolling resistance the higher the air pressure you go, which is the same reason why you want as much tire pressure in the rear without, spinning. So yeah, first thing I always do is check tire pressure. Second thing I always do is ensure that I have my tire inflator, which here is my new tire inflator. It's a Milwaukee M12. It's a lot better than the last one I had. It definitely inflates the tires a little bit faster than before. I then always make sure that my car has the right settings and modes preset, so when I get to the track, it's one less thing I have to worry about. I always make sure I have my HP tuners plug because I data log every single pass I make. I then usually, if it's just a test and tune night and I'm going for good numbers, get good air, not just trying to hook or do anything like that, I usually take the passenger seat out. Honestly, it takes like 5 minutes. I'll probably make a video on it next time I do it. And then I always take the rear seats out too, which you guys can't see right now. But yeah, so some weight reduction things, some easy things to do, some things to remember. I always make sure my laptop is charged up. I usually do that the day before. I always bring this guy that I put on my intake just so it sucks air just from where it's going to suck air from. This year I'm actually going to change and do some testing, but having a prepared list and mentally go over what you're always going to go over. Especially like, if you're going for a test and tune day and you want it to only be test and tune, you're like, okay, what am I doing today? Am I focusing on my launch, shift RPM, things like that? So there's a lot of things that do go into even just a test and tune day, which not many people think about if they've never been drag racing. So probably the first time I go out, I'm going to go for gold, considering I have changed close to 10 things. And when it comes to like weight reduction and suspension and things like that, tuning, got different headers. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things that go into it that not many people really think about, and I'd like to just help you guys out if you're going for the first time or first few times, always forgetting things. Seriously, I'm going to pull up the list right now on my notes here. I always have it listed as drag race prep. So what I have is new air inflator, which I already talked about, the tire pressure gauge, which I have this guy. I think it was this is an Astro Pneumatics one. I got it from Summit a few years ago. I got it for like 20 bucks, 25 bucks. Helmet, jacket, sweatpants, laptop. And then this year, I did just get bead locks. So I actually have in here small torque wrench for bead locks, just so I remember. Probably going to torque them after the first pass I make, torque them when I get there, torque them after the first pass. And then I have biking rear shocks. So I have what I have them set at right now, which is 6 compression, 9 rebound, which has done me pretty good this year, or last year, I should say. So I'm going to keep it good this year. And my car is a SS1LE, so it has the MagnaRide on it. So I always just say, make sure you have the front suspension put in touring mode, which is what I normally have it in on the street because it's a little bit more comfy. And then I have in here set PSI to 18 in the rear, which for right now I feel like would be good. I might go a little bit higher, go a little bit lower, testing out what those bead locks are going to do. But just a little mental note just to, make sure that you're sane. A couple other things I do recently now is I get a couple gallon or 5-gallon VP racing jugs and take them, I call it the gas game. If my dad's coming with his truck or something, I'm like, oh, I'm going to play the gas game today. Drive there with like 4 or 5 gallons in the tank, take my passes and then fill it up before I go home, um, just to, try and run a good number and, you know, be as optimal as I can when I'm there. Other than if I'm just going for testing, I'll fill it up before I go. Big things like that. Not really worried about, a good number if I'm like, hey, I need to really focus on this. But bad thing for me is I'm going to the track farther away because it's opening 3 weeks earlier this year, and I'm kind of going for gold. I'm hoping when the weather finally breaks in March that I'm driving this car and doing a lot of testing, and then April 11th is the first day I'm actually going to be drag racing. So it's coming up. I am sitting here very impatiently. Definitely, unfortunately, trying to run a number first pass I go, which, oh well, I think with how dialed I have the car now and everything like that, it should work very well. Especially, if my girlfriend is going to drive separately, it'd be really nice to get the interior gutted, and with everything that way, I should be honestly close to 200 pounds lighter than my previous best, which is almost insane. So I should at least be 2/10 faster there. So first outing, I'm going to try and swing for the fences for a low 10, like between 10-1 and 10-3. I don't think it would be that difficult with everything I have going for me. There's a lot of things going for me instead of going against me. Other thing I added was headers. So yeah, I'm rambling, but those are my few things that I always check. I always check brake fluid just to make sure that there's not anything I haven't seen. But biggest things for me is, just having a list of everything you bring. You guys might have something completely different of a list. If you guys have a list like that, put it in the comments below. I'd like to hear your list. Maybe I'm thinking of something too wrong, but I've been really fortunate, honestly, knock on wood, that I haven't really had any breakdowns at the track, so I really haven't thought of any major tools I need to bring all the time. Maybe that's something I should start doing. I have a little toolbox I had from when I did mechanical school, so maybe just stack that with everything I need like I did on the drag and drive. I had a little Craftsman box that might be my saving grace one day. But yeah, I drive it to and from the track, so it's not like it's anything, wild. But yeah, if you guys have any lists like that or anything that you think I should add when going to the track, it'd be really nice. But now I'm gonna have to make that list even longer because I got to bring a camera, the suction mounts, batteries, microphones, things like that. So this year will be definitely interesting. I think that there's no way I'm not going to be faster and, get closer to a 9, which is the end goal. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.